Greetings, heads. Welcome back to another episode of Guy Party. This is beautiful Brad.
This is Chester.
And we got somebody sitting in without a microphone. You want to say what's up?
What's up, everybody? It's Conehead.
Conehead.
Back at it on the pod.
Yeah. Conehead. All right.
Conehead, I like it. Dan Aykroyd. That shit was funny.
Yeah, when he was a baby, his mom left him in a stroller so much his head started forming into a cone. So we started calling him Conehead. And I remember going to the toy store and just buying a cone, because they made Conehead action figures.
Hell yeah.
We would buy them. But he turned out all right. His head's shaped normally, at least. Well, now you got hair. Can't really tell if there's a cone or not.
See, I was never old enough to know the skits from SNL. But, I mean, I watched the movie in the 90s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I never did SNL. I mean, honestly, SNL, I think I've always been out partying on Saturdays. I just can't sit in front of a TV on a Saturday night anymore. But, yeah, it was the movie that I knew about the Coneheads.
Right. It was a great fucking movie.
Yeah, it was.
Ain't that the one where their head is literally like a cone?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. They're aliens. They come from another planet.
Yeah.
Dan Aykroyd is the main guy. There's a ton of people in that. Jason Alexander. Chris Farley's in that.
Yeah. Yeah, because he was dating the daughter.
He was dating the daughter, yep. It was a good cast.
Mm-hmm.
David Spade was in that, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's a bunch of people.
Yeah, it was crazy because that was originally an SNL skit. Mm-hmm. I mean, just like Wayne's World and A Night at the Roxbury. There was a lot of good movies that came from SNL skits.
Mm-hmm. That's one thing I will say, not to get straight too off, but SNL, I feel is shied away from, recurring characters.
Yeah.
Not so much this year, but in recent years, I do watch SNL. I really like Weekend Update. Fucking Colin Jost and Michael Che are hilarious together.
Who started Weekend Update? Was that Norm?
No, that goes way back.
Was it?
Yeah, that goes back to the beginning, I think. I don't remember who, but I know, even Dennis Miller back in the day was doing
Was Blues Brothers an original SNL skit?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, so, I mean, dude, there's lots of movies that came from
Blues
SNL.
Brothers was another one. Yeah, I mean, they made a movie, The Ladies Man.
Yeah,
with Tim Meadows.
Yeah, dude, he was in The Mandalorian season 3. But I would like to buy you a fish sandwich. Dude, Ladies Man was awesome. Because when I was a teenager, I bought that DVD. DVDs were a big deal when we were teenagers because it cost a lot of money.
Them. They were collector's items.
Yeah, it was. Then. So you couldn't always afford them. So when you would get paid, you'd buy a few DVDs and you would watch them religiously. Ladies Man was one of those for me.
I used to love Black Friday for DVD. Black Friday for DVDs was fucking great.
Remember getting the newspaper before the internet? And
hell yeah!
You would shop Circuit City and shit and Best Buy. They're marked down $5. I'm gonna go buy fucking 5 DVDs.
Yeah,
it'd be Sunday and I'd be home fucking got 5 new DVDs.
Yes.
Yeah,
dude. It was a good weekend.
It was awesome. It was so exciting.
It was dope. Yeah, I had a dream the other night that Circuit City came back.
Really?
Oh, yeah, it was over here in Eastgate too. It was next to Walmart, all of a sudden, it was in that whole plaza over there, and it was bam, there's this big red fucking building in Circuit City, and I'm like, is that Circuit City? And then I went in, and it was an art museum.
I mean, it might as well be now.
And they had a hologram of Chevy Chase.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
And then I walked out and I couldn't find my car. I think I spent an hour walking through that parking lot and I still couldn't find my car. And I remember I went to the place where I thought it was, and there was a group of 10 black dudes hanging out in front of a van, and I'm like, I think that might be my car, but I'm not going to risk it.
Yeah. So, if you go back into your dream, what do you do? Take your least favorite DVD and throw it? and like a frisbee, and they all start running
Like,
after it.
they'll distract them.
Yeah, they all start running around like pit balls.
Like Sanford and Son, season 1.
There's a DVD, motherfucker. Yeah, you jump in your van and drive off, and maybe you plow a couple over. Just trying to get the DVD back.
Yeah.
Like, fuck it, I'll just come back some other time.
Like trying to Mission Impossible.
Hell yeah.
But dude, yeah, like getting movies back when we were younger was like an event. Like you just go into Blockbuster and like it was a new hot movie out, and it would all be sold out, and you'd be like, God damn it!
Oh, dude, I remember getting on like the pre-sale list at Suncoast Video.
Oh yeah, Suncoast, baby. Oh, I love Suncoast.
And they would have like toys and stuff like that too.
And that's how I was a Suncoast regular because of the toys.
Mm-hmm.
I got so many cool toys from Suncoast because they would always be marked down because they would go in there and buy them. Just the movies, and they really weren't fucking with the toys. So yeah, the toys were always marked down.
The younger generation
They were
today,
wild.
they will not know the thrill
Yeah.
of going into a store and like finding that like the thing that you desire.
Yeah.
Like not like you just like have this easy access where you can get it on Amazon and wait a couple days and get it. Just the mystery behind like going to a couple different stores to try to find what you wanted, and then finding it, and then just like that satisfaction.
Yeah, yeah. And getting out and hiking, or like going to find the $5 movies.
Yes.
Because everything's streaming now. But yeah, you used to have to go out and like grab a bunch of movies, and you were like, I'm fucking set for a week, dude. And it was exciting. It really was. Like, I'm getting goosebumps thinking about it. Mm-hmm. It really was fucking cool as shit.
Yeah, the Black Friday DVDs were the fucking best.
Yeah, yeah. Because you would get, like, on Black Friday, you would get, like, all the new hits.
The
really
new
cheap.
ones for cheap. Like, for like $10, like $15, and you're like, yeah, like, at that time, they're going for like 20, 25, 30, whatever the case.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I used to, like, when we would get the Sunday newspaper, when that was a thing, I would always get the Circuit City, the
Best Buy,
and I would, like, look through their DVDs and, like, oh, man, like, dude, because we didn't have streamers at this time. We couldn't go stream shit. We had to buy physical copies.
Yeah, I mean, you didn't even have Redbox back then.
Or any of it. Like,
Right.
you had to buy the fucking thing. And, like, DVDs were, like, a big thing because, you know, it was like CDs. It wasn't VHS. It was, like, transitioning. I mean, VHS...
Like Netflix was in its infancy.
Yeah.
And they would mail you a DVD.
Yeah, and there was no streaming. They would mail you the DVDs.
Right, and you'd have to mail it back, and you'd forget about it.
Yeah, yeah. And then you wouldn't get a new movie because you hadn't mailed the motherfucker back.
Right.
So, like, yeah, when you would see shit marked down, you'd be like, hell yeah, man, I'm going to go buy, like, Evil Dead 2 for $6. And
you remember, like, going to Blockbuster, looking through their clearance
they're
section?
marked down all the time. Yeah.
Yep.
They have, like, 3 for $25. Yep. All the time. Dude, every Sunday, hungover, I would go to Best Buy. I was so worn out from the weekend because we would party Fridays and Saturdays. And Sunday, honestly, would be like my favorite day of the week because it was so relaxing, especially on a 3-day weekend, which is Memorial Day weekend now. It's like,
right.
I can watch all these movies and I get to sit home Monday with no parties and just watch more movies.
Yes.
And not have to go anywhere. Dude, yes, it was awesome. It was so, yeah. It's a feeling you guys will never understand. I'm telling you.
The only thing I can equate it to is, like, you know how, like, when you order something from Amazon or whatever, and, like, you get that anticipation of receiving it?
Yeah, it's like the days build up.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the only thing I can equate it to.
Yeah.
It's that anticipation of, like, and I see my stepson going through it, where, like, he'll, like, open up the door to see if a package is there. You know, like that's the only thing I can equate it to, is that feeling of just, like, when it's finally there and you're just like, yes.
Yeah.
But this was different because it was almost like, especially with rare shit that you wanted, it was a hunt.
Oh, yeah, it was. I mean, like, if you wanted a certain movie and it was sold out and you wanted to rent it, and it's like, well, I could go to Best Buy. But guess what? At that time, it might have been sold out there too. You know, like it was just fucked. And that was just watching a movie.
Right.
And that's what made going to the theater even more of a fucking magical experience. Because, like, if you waited on it, where you could have went to see it at the theater, you just had to wait for the DVD, and you really
well, and back then, like, I don't know if you know this, for the younger generation, that when a movie came out in the theater, it was like a good 6-7 months before it would come out on DVD or VHS or whatever the case.
Yeah.
Like nowadays, it's like 2 months if that.
Yeah.
And it's bam, it's like on Amazon to be able to stream.
Or sometimes like stream the next week.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
It's just right there, but like, yeah, I mean, you had to go to the theater to see it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, your friends would be talking about it in school or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, like the next weekend. Like, and I guess today is even worse as far as that goes with spoilers.
Yeah, and they only give you, like, if people are respectful, they give you, like, 3 days. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, not your friends, but online communities.
Oh, yeah. Like, the spoilers are ridiculous with online, but yeah, even back in the day, there were spoilers, but it was your fucking asshole friends.
Yeah. Yeah, it wasn't like you could jump on, like, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram and get a spoiler. It would be your fucking friend. I was like, guess what? I went and saw this movie, Lord of the Rings or something, you know, like, and blockbusters were a lot bigger back then because you had to go see the motherfuckers there. Like, they weren't going to be on streamers within 3 fucking weeks. All right, I'm going to use an example. Like, I wanted to see Dungeons and Dragons just because, but also I didn't go see it because guess what? It's already on Paramount Plus.
It's on Paramount Plus, yep.
But like back then, it would have been 7 months. So if I didn't go see it in the theater,
you're never going to see it until that 7 months.
Yeah,
somebody who saw it in the theater would fucking talk about it to you.
Yeah, and you would always hear them casually talking about it.
Mm-hmm. That's true. That's fucking true.
Different era, man, and I get why like movies are struggling now. Like you just don't.
It's just easier access.
It doesn't have like the same draw like bringing them to the actual theater to bring up their box office prices. But I mean, I guess they're still making the bangers because they're still doing them. Like
back in the day, you didn't mind like sitting in a crowded theater next to a fucking mouth breather.
You didn't because you wanted to see the movie.
You wanted to see it, yeah.
Like now, like a lot of people, they look at it like, well, if I go see this movie today, there might be a bunch of people where I can wait the next week and sit at my room with all the food I want and the drinks I want and watch it in my bed.
Yep.
And like when you watch Showgirls, like in the theater, like you could masturbate, but I mean, you were taking your chances. But at home, like when like a dope movie like that drops, and you're like, "Oh, there's a new Elizabeth Olsen nude scene,"
and you also have the cleanup kit on you at that.
That's true. Yeah, you don't have to just come in your pants.
Cleanup kit.
You just cream in your pants like back in the day, and you're like, I'm gonna go to the bathroom now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, goddamn, man. Different era, man, for real.
Back in the day, I don't know. Do you know Pee Wee Herman?
Yeah.
Do you know what happened to him?
No.
See?
All I remember was like the talking couch or whatever that was.
Well, he would have gotten in trouble if he lived in this day and age.
That's true.
And he still would have had a successful show.
Oh, absolutely. So he got canceled. He got canceled before being canceled was a thing.
Yeah.
Because he was caught masturbating in a porno theater.
Yeah, because you used to have to go to the theater to watch porn. Well, you didn't have to. Like
they had VHS. They had VHS back then,
and like with his type of money, you think he would have like had
just hired a stripper or something.
or a nice collection of VHS at home.
Right. But still, back in the day, there were still porno theaters, like where you would walk into a theater just like you would any other movie theater, and they'd just be playing pornos, and there'd be like dudes scattered about.
With their blankets.
I don't even know.
Yeah, I mean, that was kind of before our age because, like, by the time we were jerking off, we had AOL, and it's not like what you guys have, where like you guys got like full porn on instant access.
It was mostly like images.
Yeah, it was like we were jerking off to like images.
Yeah. The shit that would take like forever to load.
Yeah, it would take like 45 minutes to load a fucking chick with tits. And like we're just jerking off as it's going down. Yeah. Where now you can just click on a goddamn fucking porno and then they're getting fucking 18-inch dick in their fucking throat like immediately.
So were you guys in the time with the magazines?
Oh, I was.
Yeah.
I remember my brother handed me down some magazines.
Yeah, we used to go over to Bing Bong's house. His dad had penthouses stashed under his sister's bed.
Hell yeah!
I mean, he's a lot younger than his sisters, so they were all gone, and his dad would be at work, and we'd go up there and just look at penthouses all day. Like, oh my god, titties! Like titties! Like I couldn't, get on the internet. There was no such thing as the internet.
Yeah. I mean. Yeah, I was jerking off before the internet because the first thing I jerked off to was a TV guide.
Can't remember the first thing I jerked off to, but it was definitely like a still image for sure.
Oh yeah, no doubt about that.
But yeah, with that being said, we're about to go into the GPU and we're about to time travel.
We're going back to when there was no internet.
Yeah, there wasn't any internet at all.
There was, I guess there was probably print media, but there was definitely a Playboy.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so let's set this up, right? So,
what year are we going back to?
Well, let's just start off with this year, right? Like, we're potting.
Yeah.
Right?
2023.
And all of a sudden, the DeLorean, like, emerges and, like, cruises down and, like, burns, like, a thing into your grass.
Somehow, like, a muffler falls off and gives cone. Like, it extra shapes his cone head. So he's only got one side of his cone with hair and the other side is
All right, I like open the butterfly door opens up, right?
Yeah.
Doc Brown comes out.
Yeah.
Guy party!
Guy party!
I need your help.
Yes, yeah. Is Michael J. Fox with him, or did he just leave him somewhere?
No. He's like, Marty has Parkinson's.
So I need you, Guy party.
The only time you guys shake is when you haven't had enough booze. He's like, we have to do something about Prohibition.
Yes, yeah, let's do it. It's like, we got you, fucking Doc.
We climb into the DeLorean. It's kind of crowded in there with, between you and me.
Yeah. My cone-shaped head.
And we're all squeezed in there. Bobo's with us. You don't know Bobo, but...
Do you remember, like, back in the day where we are, like, somebody would pick us up and we'd all be drinking, like, when we would party all the time, and be like, oh, wait, we got to get our cooler. So we're trying to shove the cooler in the DeLorean as well.
Yeah.
And there's no room, because, like, the time-traveling devices are in the back.
DeLoreans are, like, a two-seater.
Yeah. So, but do you remember those days? Like, we have to take the cooler.
Yeah, like Doc Brown's trying to get us out of there.
Yeah.
And we're all like, Doc, pop the trunk. Yeah. And he's like, no, we don't have a trunk in this car. Yeah. I'm like, all right, you got some twine?
We just strap it up top. Oh wait, but we got to put Bobo on the top.
He's guarding the cooler.
So we put Bobo on the top, and like, do we strap Bobo down on top, and like he's just holding onto the cooler? Maybe
we strap him over the cooler.
Protected.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know about this, boys. He might get disintegrated. So it's fine.
We're willing to take the risk.
Yeah. We just got to get that Bud Light back to goddamn 1932.
We get a shipment of just the Bud Light with Dylan Mulvaney's face on it. Yeah. We're going to get it back to the 20s. They're going to be like, who's this pretty lady?
Yeah. Who's this pretty lady? All right, so here we go.
All right, guy party in the going back to the 20s. So, should we go back at the beginning of Prohibition?
Maybe after they've struggled for a year or two. Like, maybe in the middle of it.
Like, when, like, the gang shit is going crazy?
Yeah, because, like with the mobsters and crap. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because maybe we'll save from, like, Al Capone, or maybe we meet Al Capone. I don't know. But, yeah, just spitballing here.
All right. So, like, we get back, and it's like, let's get just back to, like, 27.
Okay.
All right. So, Capone, I think, is at his height, right around there.
Yeah.
And that's also, like, the year that the Yankees are, like, the most formidable.
Yeah, and I think, like, the mafia.
It's just before before the Great Depression, too.
Yeah, the mafia is starting to form because of Prohibition.
At this point, like, yeah, like, I think Capone is going really strong. And then, I mean, every city has its organized crime.
Yeah.
Like, every single one of them.
Yeah, because apparently Newport at one point was going to be the new Las Vegas.
Right.
Yeah. Maybe that's, like, kind of referring back to Degenerate Cincinnati. Maybe, I don't know.
No, I kind of like where you're going with that. So we land in Cincinnati in 1927, and we get the cooler down. And, like, Bobo's obviously a little bit more concussed than usual.
Yeah. Yeah, he was taking, like, asteroids or whatever goes through time travel.
Yeah.
He's got a dent in his fucking head.
He's like, I saw Hitler.
Like, no, that was many fucking time travels ago.
So we get back in the 20s, and the first thing the doc says is, listen, we can't fuck with the timeline too much.
Yeah.
But here's the mission. So, what's the mission?
It's like, Doc, we have to legalize booze because this means in 2001 we'll have legalized marijuana and mushrooms. Because, like, all this has done is set us back.
Right, or, like, we're about to get in, like, reefer madness and shit like
that.
Yeah. Like, right? Like, Nixon was the one that was, like, started, like, the anti-drug movement and stuff like that.
Yeah, but
it traces back to Prohibition.
Yeah, because Prohibition was kind of the start of it. Mm-hmm. And that's why we knew, like, if there was never any Prohibition, we would already be eating legalized mushrooms every Friday.
So I feel like the first thing we got to do is, like, we got to find a partner in the 20s that can help us, like, navigate the Prohibition, like, get us into the underground. Mm-hmm. Who's a Claremont County, like, speakeasy? Does
he take us to Claremont, or are we in Chicago or New York, like, in the thick of it?
I don't know. Where's Helen Keller live? I just want Bobo to fuck Helen Keller.
Let me see where she lives. Let me look her up.
I want that interaction to happen.
She lived in New York, Connecticut, and Calabasas or something like that.
Did you already look it up?
Yeah.
All right, so let's go to New York then.
All right, yeah, we're in New York. I mean, it's a big city. The mafia's taking off, and there's Helen Keller. Just being the cutest retard.
And Bobo's, like, talking to her, but she's not talking back, and he doesn't get it.
Yeah. She's dumb, deaf, and blind. Yeah. He's, like, headbutting her. Like, he's trying to mate with her. Like, come on, baby. He's, like, doing his mating call. Like, he concusses her, makes her even dumber.
He grabs her hand and, like, puts it on his erect penis.
Yeah. So, like, it's the Braille system, baby, but she can't hear either. So she thinks it's a fishing pole. Or it's like a fucking night crawler to put on a fucking fishing pole. Because knowing Bobo, he's got a small dick. So yeah, he's like, takes her hand, puts it on his dick, And then she just pulls her fucking fishing pole out and just hooks the worm. Like it's
he gets like a fucking hook through.
Yeah, and he's
but she does it just right that he gives him like a Prince Albert. So it's not like it doesn't impair him.
Yeah, but he's screaming. He's like, "Oh my god!" And she just starts carrying him away.
She's having the time of her life.
And Doc Brown's like, "Why did you bring this person?"
It's like, "Sorry, Doc. He's like a dog. We got to take him everywhere we go because he shits the floor."
We were really worried about our fucking cooler.
Yeah, we wanted to protect that because we had to give the fucking people in the 1920s the what is the name? The Levy. The tranny beers. What's their name?
Oh, Dylan Mulvaney.
Dylan Mulvaney.
Yeah. So we got to go to like some kind of like a rally, right? Like a prohibition rally.
Yeah.
Where like people are protesting prohibition. Because at that point, a lot of people were.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
at that point, like they were like, "This isn't working. Like it's just created a lot more crime than it's solved."
You told us something in our chat. Wasn't Housewives the ones that started the goddamn prohibition shit?
It was, but at the same time, it was when women joined the anti-prohibition movement that it really gained a lot of steam.
Okay. Like when
it was like when the boozehead chicks came out of the woodwork that they were all like, "Oh, like women are pro-booze." It's like there are pro-booze women.
Yeah, guess what, motherfuckers? Chicks like to get drunk too.
Exactly. So we're at like I feel like we're at like a pro-booze rally, and we're like, we come from the future. Here's future beer.
Yeah.
And they're like looking at it like, ugh.
This is how the shotgun became a thing because, like, the dudes, we were throwing a picture of a chick on a beer, and they're like, "What the fuck is this?" Chicks are beneath us, and they would stab it, and the beer would spray over them like, "That's alcohol!" So they started fucking doing shotguns.
Yeah. They just chug it, like, to avoid spilling it.
Yeah, it's like, booze! It's booze! It's not some pretty girl, it's booze!
And they'd be like, "Hey, open this thing at the top and it goes even faster."
Yeah. So everyone's just shotgunning fucking beers. Meanwhile, Bobo's just like fucking
still raping Helen Keller.
Yeah.
We've left him.
Yeah.
We're like, we'll pick you up later. All right, so we've influenced all the booze heads of the day, and we're like, look, this prohibition thing, it isn't working. Spread the word. Spread the booze. We stand with booze.
And everyone's just like, dude, we're like having a big rager because they're like doing a book burning too, probably, you know, in the 20s, who knows?
Yeah, right.
They're just all being fucking maniacs.
And then like a couple of like black people come in and they're like, boo.
Yeah, get them out of here. Get them out of here.
All right, we're not going to tackle that one now.
Yeah. We'll come back.
We're going to let you guys figure that one out.
So they chase him off. And Doc's like, "Yeah, man, I think we're doing a good job." And then he's like, "But where's Bobo?"
And we're like, probably screwing up the timeline.
Instead of Helen Keller being like this inspirational woman, you turn him into a stripper.
We turn Helen Keller to a stripper. I like it. That's good. Helen Keller's like starts like a strip club for
the handicap.
There's girls in wheelchairs.
This is 1927. Can you imagine going in?
Chiefs County Economics. They're cheaper.
Yeah, Chiefs County's were like 10 cents back then. Going to like fucking New York 1927 and there's goddamn strip club with bitches in wheelchairs doing fucking like pole dances and shit.
Helen Keller's out there trying to like sign like, "Ooh yeah, oh baby, I like that big cock" or something like that. And like nobody's getting it.
They throw a Helen DeLevy can at her head or whatever his name. concusses her, and then it hits Bobo and concusses him
again. Concussion counter, bing.
Yeah, and then like his concussions go up, so like he fucking spooges somehow onto her fucking vagina.
And like one lucky semen like creeps in.
That was concussed.
And one concussed sperm like sails up her vagina.
Yeah. And then like 9 months later, instead of Galactus, you have Retardus.
But we don't know this.
We don't know that. Yeah, this is coming later.
Yeah, so we're all like, all right, like everybody's rallying around booze. Like we did it. Like we've convinced them.
Yeah. Guy party. Yeah. And there's all these manly men with axes and beards, and they're like, why are we saying guy party? But we don't care because we're drunk and we love it.
Right. We get a fire hose and we're like just spraying beer all over.
Yeah. And we brought like a JBL and we got like a boombox speaker and we're playing techno for him. It's like, what the fuck? And then we just put a sign, one night only. They're still confused by the car. Like, Doc's trying to get them off. It's just like a bunch of fucking apes in Africa. Like, get them away from the car, man. We gotta go back to 2023.
He opens up the trunk and we're like, motherfucker, we asked you to open the trunk earlier.
Yeah.
And he opens up the trunk and he pulls a broom out and he's like whacking them off. You made our fucking retard right on the roof. He could have easily ridden in that trunk.
Even they're a time warp.
Doc Brown's like, all right, Marty. And we're like, no, he has Parkinson's.
Yeah. Marty's not here, Doc.
He's getting goddamn senile.
He doesn't know this because he's also highly drunk on booze.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. He pours booze into, like, the Mr. Fusion, but he also just pours it down his throat.
And he's like, all right, man, like, because he's getting loosey-goosey.
Oh, yeah, and we're like, and he's like, let's go back to 2023, and we're like, are you okay to drive? Yeah. And he's like, well, I've done this before, fuck you.
Yeah. But we end up in, like, 1930 fucking one.
Then we hit Bobo on our way out.
Well, no, Bobo's still there.
We just left Bobo. He's been in the 1920s for 4 years.
Yeah. But we also end up in Germany, like pre-Hitler, but Hitler's like building.
We're pre-Nazi Germany.
Yeah, pre-Nazi Germany, but Hitler's building his.
He's rising.
Yeah.
He's already like published Mein Kampf.
But it's 4 years later, and Bobo gave birth to Retardus. That we don't even know, but he's in America and we're over in Germany. It's like, Doc Brown, god damn it, like what the fuck?
Like this doesn't look like 2023. You fucker.
They're just like Schweckel. Like what was the beer? Schweckel beer. Schweckel. Mein Kampf. Schweckel.
Doc Brown gets back in and he just like starts pushing buttons on the time circuits. He's like beep boop, beep boop. He actually says that out loud as he's doing it. Beep boop, beep boop.
And then we end up in like 1730 in mid-Africa or something.
Like, God damn it, Doc!
And the cooler's still on top, but it's like so hot in Africa, like the beers are just like piss warm.
We toss a couple of them to some Africans.
Yeah, like some tribes. The guy party, and then he is do, and then like
the African tribe's like, guy party.
Yeah. Drunk driving with Doc Brown.
And we're like, all right, Doc, like, we're in 1845 right now. I'm going to drive.
Or how about, like, We end up in, 1864, but he lands...
Civil War?
Yeah, he lands on top of Lincoln given the Gettysburg Address, and he kills him, and they all just start fighting again.
He's like, whoopsie daisy.
So, we end up back in 2023, but, we have legalized mushrooms, but we still have slavery. Just joking. We're gonna go back at some point, but it says
we fixed the Lincoln assassination. The Lincoln accidental death.
Yeah, but before he freed slaves too.
Like Doc Brown was preaching before, not to mess up history.
Yeah, but now we just fucked it all up.
We got Doc Brown drunk, and he fucked history all up.
Yeah, and then we end up back in ancient Egypt, and we have an orgy with Cleopatra. Yeah. And then I don't know if any of her offspring became anything, but I don't know. I'm just trying to just fuck up history.
Alexander the Great becomes Alexander the retard.
Yeah. Because we showed up and we're like, dude, you don't even know how to do arithmetic, and just made fucking demasculated him.
He gets conquered by some Mongolians.
Yeah. And then he's flying over Genghis Khan's battlefield, and we're chucking Delaney beers at fucking Genghis Khan. Boom, boom. It's fucking killing
we spread Dylan Mulvaney beers across time to the point where Dylan Mulvaney is now considered God.
Yeah. So we come back to 2023,
and there's statues of Dylan Mulvaney everywhere.
Yeah. And Bud Light's the biggest thing that ever happened.
Yes. Or idols in kids' books.
Yeah. God damn, man. Time travel gets crazy.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta watch it. You gotta keep it in check. You can't let bobos and drunken fucking scientists.
Yeah. Yeah, it's hanging out Doc Brown went all Rick with it. Rick from Rick and Morty.
Yeah.
So, do we go back and rescue Bobo, or do we just leave him with Helen Keller with Retardus, the mutant baby that's going to eventually eat planets?
I think we get back to 2023, and we look through you remember microfiche?
Or sea monkeys?
No, the thing you would look at in the library, we would look at old newspapers on microfiche.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Am I saying that right?
I don't know if it was what it was called, but it sounded,
you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
And you look and you see these old pictures, and there's Helen Keller and fucking Bobo with 8 children.
We're sitting there with Bud Light Delaney beers. Hell yeah. So we get back and we're just oh my God, was that a bad dream? Did we eat too much acid?
I think we get back to alternate 2023. Yeah. We get back to Eastgate, and where Eastgate Mall was, there's this fucking 20-story Bobo Tower.
Whoa, in the Charger Stadium. What did we call
no, this is alternate.
Yeah,
this is alternate 2023. Normal 2023, there's an Eastgate Charger Stadium right there. but alternate 2023, the grandson of Bobo has erected a fucking tower that has immortalized his name.
It's almost like Saruman's tower. And Eastgate's the Hobbit village.
You walk up to it, and there's these goons. And they're even more retarded offspring.
Yeah. And then they scan your head if you have Down syndrome, and you're not allowed in unless you have Downs.
A little bit. Yeah. It's a percentage. It's a scale.
Yeah. So we can't get in there, but we have to find a way in. How is Bobo still alive? But is Bobo still alive? We don't know. We have to find a way into this goddamn fucking huge Coliseum, or this, what is it, a resort, or...
it's a casino
hotel.
And it's actually really easy because they're retarded.
Yeah.
We're just we have an invitation.
Yeah.
And they're okay.
It's and then we pull a graham cracker out of our pocket.
A Teddy Graham?
Yeah.
They scan with like a half-expired banana. Oh, there you go.
Would you like to take the elevator? And it's like,
I think I'll take the stairs.
yeah. Like, who engineered this building?
Yeah. It's like Helen Keller and Bobo's fucking like inbred offspring. Like they're the only ones that work this building,
Right?
Yeah.
And you get up to the top floor, and it's like Game of Thrones. They have like an iron throne with like fucking, instead of swords, like, I don't know, fucking dildos or something.
Yeah, or just like what is something Bobo really loved? Like,
Cheese conies.
maybe like just
Beers.
or
Recycled Bud Light cans.
the vape pens. It's just like it's just weed vape pens, and Bobo's just sitting there, and he's all like old and decrepit, and he's like, I knew I'd see you guys again.
He's got all these like holes in him, like that connect to tubes.
Yeah,
and like it just like feeds him full of like weed.
yeah.
Kind of like the Matrix, like where they had like all the things like plugged into them.
Yeah.
It's just like whoosh.
Because I remember when Bobo said he could eat 1,000 milligrams. So Bobo's he's just getting filled with weed. He's just like, oh, I knew you guys would be back.
And it's like a Mad Max thing where like all of his servants like are bald headed, but like painted white with like a red hand on their head or something.
Or it's just like a chocolate dick stamp on their head. He's like, my servants, leave us be. I need to talk to these time travelers. So we come back and we're like, Bobo. God damn.
Bobo.
What have you done? What have you done here, man?
Like, I've created an empire.
Yes. But Michael, goddamn, and they're all inbred and they're all fucking silly.
They are my seed. My seed will rule the world. I have polluted all of the wombs of this generation with my semen.
They said legacy didn't matter. Legacy will always matter as long as I have handicapped children.
My disciples attack, and all of a sudden there's like an army of like wheelchairs.
Yeah,
come out,
come rolling out. They got spikes on their chairs.
We just start kicking them in the head.
Yeah. Cone takes his fucking cone head and shoves it in one, and then he just flips out of his chair.
Bobo's like the Hitler of the 2000s. He wants to get rid of all the regular people.
Oh, yeah. It's like genocide against anybody who's not handicapped.
He's like, Brad, I've missed your long-lost cousin. I have entombed her forever. Helen Keller, that is. And he's got like, or maybe Helen Keller's still rocking it. I don't know.
He's got her frozen in ice.
Yeah. Maybe
like
she...
Mr. Freeze.
Yeah.
Like it was like, I could not save her, but I encapsulated her in ice until I could come up with a way to do it. I think I have a way of doing that with Skyline Chili and Bud Light.
And then suddenly it turns into a Mega Man level, and we're like shooting fucking ice balls at her. He's like, this fucking motherfucker.
It's like a side
We're throwing pineapples at him and shit.
It's like, fucking like, fireballs. It's like, we're taking you out, you silly bastard.
Like the final boss is like a handicapped Godzilla. He's shooting like fire semen out of his mouth trying to infect us.
Oh yeah, it's Retardus or the
Galactus.
Yeah, it's Retardus. Helen Keller and Bobo. Fucking
Like we defeat Bobo, but then he's like, as he falls, he's like, "You may have defeated me, but you will never defeat my son.
And then that's that. Like,
it's like,
yeah, it's like Game of Thrones. Everything crumbles, and then there's Retardus. It just starts, like the dragon slowly rising.
And then we have to do some kind of like a Power Rangers thing.
Oh yeah,
we get a mecha sword.
Mecha cone, but his head's still half shaved.
I transformed into like some giant cone sword.
Where's Doc Brown?
A Triceratops.
Yeah. His fucking half-shaved cone head is like gonna be the sword, like the Triceratops. That and then I'm like, Bush beer. And then you're like, marijuana vape pen.
Captain Planet.
Yeah. So, like, I mean, is Retardosaurus, like, do we're like a vape pen, a bush can beer, and a fucking half-haired shaved cone head, and Doc Brown's got to be there.
He's in the bathroom throwing up right now from all the booze. He doesn't even know what's happening.
Doc Brown, like, shows up with, like, some Neanderthal bitches that he's, like taken out of fucking, like, the BCs.
Yeah.
He's I've just been banging these Neanderthals.
Yeah. Like, these girls got gaping vaginas. Vaginas unite! And then it turns into, like, those plants from, what was that, Rick Moranis movie called with the
horrors?
House of Horrors, Little Shop of Horrors.
Little Shop of Horrors.
Yeah, so like all their fucking pussies have Venus flytraps and they sit on the shoulders of our Triceracone.
Triceracone?
It's like, yeah. It's just biting them away. He's like, oh! He's like, I can't figure out the alphabet.
we like just like set up some fireworks like in the distance to distract them.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, that's pretty.
It's like, Doc, fire this shit up. We got girls to fucking
and beers to drink, baby.
Beers to drink, baby. Yeah. Let's get out of here. Fuck this guy.
We got to go back and fix history.
Yeah. So we're like, you
drunk bastard.
Yeah. We hop in there. We one last fucking gut shot to Retardosaurus or
Retardus.
Retardus.
I love Retardosaurus too, though.
Yeah, so you know, like
Retardus becomes Retardosaurus.
Galactus comes with those like things from the sides, but Retardus comes like with a helmet.
That's a source like you remember like in Mike Tyson's Punch Out, like every villain, like you had to like King Ralph, you had to punch him in the gut or whatever. Like Retardus, you got to get his helmet.
Yeah,
you got to get his helmet off.
It's like
and then once you have his helmet off, he can't function after.
Yeah, he's just like magnetic waves. He ends up beating his dad.
The helmet's a source of control.
Yeah.
Once it's off, it's all game.
Yeah.
You've unleashed the full retard. Retardus just goes AWOL. And just like, blah, 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 blah,
he just starts headbutting the buildings.
Yeah.
And plays like Green Day Dookie, like na, 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 na. And then we're like, yeah, let's get out of here, man. Come on, Doc. And then we hop in there and we leave him, and the fucking, as we're like shooting out into the time, everything's collapsing.
So we gotta go back. We gotta go back to like 1927 when we left Bobo to his own devices.
Oh, and try to save him from becoming...
Yeah, we just gotta grab him and fucking get him before he meets Helen Keller.
Give him a condom, yeah.
Give him a condom. Yeah, we don't even stop him from fucking Helen Keller. We just give him a condom.
Yeah, just don't make Retardus.
Go nuts on that fucking handicapped girl.
He's like, thanks guys, I love fucking retarded pussy.
But be safe about about it.
Yeah, be safe. It's like, we're out.
And we stick around just in case the condom didn't work, just in case we needed to do like a Helen Keller abortion. Doc, I assume you're well versed in abortions, and he's like, yes, Marty. And I'm like, again, we are not Marty.
Yeah.
He has Parkinson's.
Yeah. Sorry, Doc.
And you are slipping.
Yeah.
I think we need to take the DeLorean from you, buddy.
And with that, we have the DeLorean for the next episode.
That's right. Yeah, Doc relinquishes the DeLorean to Guy Party.
And we put him in an old
folks home.
Yeah, with House Baldwin. And all they do, they sit there all day slapping their dicks against their thighs in front of each other, like, oh!
I met Genghis Khan.
Yeah, it's like,
sure you did, buddy.
It's like, guess what? Like your tomatoes. And now, yeah, we have the DeLorean for future fucking GPUs.
With a spot on the roof for a cooler and Bobo.
Yep, yeah.
So what about Abe Lincoln? We still got him killed in this timeline.
Oh, we did kill him, didn't we?
Yeah,
We accidentally landed on him.
Yeah, we'll fix that.
Yeah, we're going to have to fix that.
That'll be a different episode.
Yeah, so, like, chaos has ensued. But on this one...
We're just worried more about retardists than anything.
Yeah.
We'll fix the whole slavery thing another day.
Yeah. Because apparently we got slaves at some point.
Like, in this timeline, like, slaves build the railroad instead of the Chinese.
Yeah. And we still have slaves to fix the turtle pens.
Oh, man.
Yeah, we're gonna have to go back in time and fix that one.
Yeah, we got to repair that one. Another day. Mm-hmm. That's another adventure.
Yep. And on that note, do we have any more?
I'm good.
I'm good.
All right, so Booseheads, we will go back in time and fix slavery. But right now we had to fix Prohibition. I'm not...
We had to get our boost back first.
Yeah, priorities.
And stop Bobon from autism.
Fuck yeah, man. Until the next episode, be sure to tell your friends, spread the word, Guy Party forever. And on that note, Guy Party!